What's going on, Doozers, and welcome to episode 12 on the Shadowtopia server. We're starting today out in the Games District, and right behind me is JT Minko's house. He was the #1, came in first for the Disney Princess Castle build-off here on the server, and I can't wait to see his Disney Princess skin that Doodle's making for him. But there's a reason we're here. You see, I've had a game I wanted to make for a while, and I've wanted to build it over here, but because of the Princess Castle and because I was a judge, I kind of wasn't allowed over here. But that's all changed. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a fully automatic SPLEEF game here on the server. Now, I had intended to do this with Squashy Squid. Unfortunately, he just got a little burnt out on the survival Minecraft, and he's been doing a lot of the speed runs, mining netherrack over in Hypixel. He's still trying to maintain that I'm #1. So we're gonna do this in honor of him, and I got a really good idea for what build we're gonna put around it too. Now, in the meantime, what we have to do first is figure out exactly where we're gonna put it. And we are also going to hop into my creative test world and try to figure out exactly how we're going to do this. So let's do a quick spin, get over into the creative test world, and figure out exactly how we're going to make this game. And here we are. That's right, we've already got it designed out. It's a pretty easy concept. There's a couple of things about water and lava, though, that you have to pay attention to. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a couple of quick chambers here. Let's do it like this. So if we have water like this, and then let's get some lava out real fast. And we add lava, say, I don't know, let's add it here. It's going to fall down on top of the water source, and it's going to make stone. We're going to wait for it to decay. There it is. Okay. If we have lava, and we put water on the lava, there we go. Where the water hits the lava source, it becomes obsidian, and where the water hits the flowing lava, it becomes cobblestone. So what we want to do is we want flowing lava to land on flowing water, because if we have flowing water and flowing lava, let me go ahead and build this out real quick and show you what I mean. So if we put our flowing water right here, and our flowing lava here, it makes stone. So what we're going to see is, if we go ahead and get rid of this quick, it's made stone. Now, there's a reason this is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a diamond pick real quick, and I'll show you. See, we want to go game mode survival. So cobblestone takes a couple minutes to harvest. Regular stone is much quicker, and it's insta-mine with a beacon. So that's what we're going to be looking for. We want to be able to insta-mine the stone. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that we're doing a stone generator. And after we're doing a stone generator, we have to push it in. Now, pistons can push blocks up to 12 spaces. So it can do 12 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's the center of that one. And it starts the next section. We also have to be mindful that redstone can only travel 15 blocks in any direction. So we're going to be making this a 24, well, technically it's only going to be 10, let's see, it's going to be 20 because we're going to lose 2. It's going to be a 20 by 29 area that we're going to be able to use for this actual redstone and for the game itself. And then everything around it is going to be done in is going to be decoration. But to show you how this works, you'll be able to come here and you'll play SPLEEF. And then when you're ready to reset, we're going to flip the switch. And you're going to start seeing, now it does take a minute to reset, but you're going to see that what it's doing is it's creating stone, and it's pushing those stone blocks back into place. And it's going to completely fill in this entire section. It's also a really cool way if you wanted to, I don't know, make a self-creating bridge. This would be a good way to do it, as long as you understand you have to, mine it out. There you go. We got one more spot, and then the system will be able to be turned off, just like that. So it is a self-healing SPLEEF board. So now that we have the basics done, and I can show you a little bit of how this is going to work for us. So the water is right there. The lava is up there. This pulls down a stone block, and this pushes it out. That system of redstone there, that's going to drop down and prevent the lava from turning into stone or cobblestone, or obsidian or cobblestone blocks. Now, the timings are very precise on this, very precise. And I'm hoping that we don't have like a random lag spike on the server that destroys the whole thing. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, oh, this doesn't look 29 by 20. It doesn't. I'm going to have to extend it out. But I wanted to get a working version done first, and that's what we've done. So let's get over to the Shadowtopia server. We're going to go ahead and build this out real fast. We're going to get the actual redstone mechanics, the clock itself, how everything works done, and then we're going to extend it out the full 29 blocks. We're going to go ahead and add in our water and lava blocks and get the floor built. And then once the floor is actually built, then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start designing everything else. Now, this game has two purposes. See, when you mine stone, in survival at least, if you're using a silk touch pick, you're going to be making stone blocks. If you're using a fortune pick, or any other pick, you're going to be making cobblestone. So not only is this going to be a game that everybody can enjoy and play, it's also going to be our new cobblestone generator. So it's an ingenious way to get a lot of stone and cobblestone and not have to blow it up with TNT, because I'm going to get the people on the server to play a game, have fun, and mine it out for us. Yeah, that's right. That's what your parents meant by have fun doing your chores. So let's get over to the Shadowtopia server. Let's go ahead and start building this all out. All right, so we are back on the Shadowtopia server, and we need to figure out where we're going to put this. It's going to be a relatively large build because we want to have some fun with it, and I don't want to interfere with anybody's castles. And I'm looking at this area right here. It's in a good spot. It's right behind the main entrance. You get to see a couple of the castles, and we're not interfering with JT's castle, because rumor has it he's going to be turning that into a game very soon. So, let's see. Maybe here would be a good spot for it. Yeah, we'll use this area right here. So we're going to have to get a beacon set up so that we can flatten out the ground, because we want to start with a flat area of ground to work with. And then what we're going to do is once we've got it, ooh, we're doing the shimmy shakes. Once we have our flat area of ground to work with, then we're going to go ahead and start building out this redstone. So I'm going to queue up a little bit of Declan's Blue. And if you guys haven't already gone over, check his music out. He's over on YouTube as Declan DP. He's a great musician. And if you're doing any videos of your own and you want to start doing using any time-lapse music or anything, all of his music is content copyright free. He does have a request that you put in a licensing agreement, but it doesn't cost anything. It's just It's just making sure that music isn't being stolen off of him. And it's great music. So go check his stuff out. And I'm going to go ahead and start working on this. So here we go. All right, so we have our area of land now. It's all flattened out, and I think this is going to be perfect. I really do. I hope it's going to be perfect. So our next step is to get out our redstone boxes, because we're going to have to do the redstone on this first. And I know that's not normally how I build. Normally I do, things in a consistent manner. I build the builds around the redstone, but in this case, we need to make sure... See, I know I have a stone box here somewhere. There it is. We need to make sure that everything fits within the confines of the stadium we're going to make. So this time, what we're going to do is we're going to build with the redstone first. We're going to get that knocked out. And then once the redstone is knocked out, then we can come back through and we'll be able to start working on everything else. Now, the other thing we have to consider is we have to make sure it's wide enough. Now, it's going to be 24 wide. Oops, time to sleep. Hold on. I got to get to a bed. You know what? I should just take this bed. Make more sense, right? Just take the bed. I don't have to keep coming over to the bunny. Let me sleep through the night. Gotta sleep. All right. So now what we need to do is we need to get the size right. And that's very important. So we said that the board itself is going to be 29 by 24. So the first thing we should do is, do I have regular dirt? No. Let's see. I bet I could get some regular dirt, though. Regular dirt, regular dirt, regular dirt. There's tons of dirt around me. I just don't want to destroy too much of this area. Never mind. We're just going to use this. All right. So we're going to say right here is the entrance. This is where you're going to be coming in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Counting with Doozer. And now these have to go out 29 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 29. And now we have to make a big square, or, well, big rectangle, I guess. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hey. 14, 15, 16, 17. Bring this across to meet it. Perfect. Let's grab some more blocks here just to finish this up. Okay, so we are going to have to move our beacon, but this gives us the baseline for where this SPLEEF board is going to be. And on top of these is where we're going to be... Hey, why would you change like that? On top of these is where we're going to have our actual pistons. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 lines of pistons all the way across. And then as soon as we have that, we can start working on the next section. These are all placed, all the sticky pistons. The next step is going to be to come around behind them and actually give them power. the way we're going to accomplish this is actually right in here. So we're going to be putting repeaters down here, but we also have to get pistons directly behind this. This is what's going to be allowing our floor to be made. So right here in the back, there's going to be regular pistons, and they're the ones that are going to be pushing everything out over to here. So the next step is going to be to lay out a whole bunch of repeaters, get this bottom section done and dusted, get it powered up, and then once that's all powered up, we'll be able to come back through, put the next section in. So we're going to need to get a lot more repeaters too for this. This is enough for one side. That's not good. So looks like I'm gonna have to go back and get some materials also. All right, and extra materials in hand. Now we can actually get back to work. So we're gonna start by giving all of these blocks here power. Now the reason we're powering them this way is because there's a very specific way that I need everything to work, and if it doesn't, any jump, any lag spikes, anything like that will completely break the system. So the very first thing we got to make sure we're doing is we're making sure that we're keeping this, server friendly. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to need a little bit more redstone, so let's pop that in. So now that these are done, the next step is to connect all of them and to find the center point. And I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We could safely say that right there is the center point. We're going to have to do the same thing to the other side. Now, these are going to be the lower circuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we can just pull these right across. There we go. All right, so that's our lower circuit as far as getting these to actually go up and down. So now the next part, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and build one side of this and then duplicate it on the other. So let me grab my building blocks. And what we're going to be doing is right here, we are going to be putting a block like that. And then, let's see, I kept my redstone boxes put away. That was dumb. It's kind of dumb, just a little dumb. Get them back out. Torches, torches, wherefore are my torches? There are my torches. Okay. So, there's this part, believe it or not, done. That's all there is to this. Yep, that's it. That's it. Now what we need to do is we need to come back to here, and we're going to do a line of blocks all the way to the end on both sides, and we're going to be placing our regular pistons against these. So there's that. Go grab my regular pistons. And we're putting these inside here. Just reach right through the up extended pistons. You could also come down here and do it, but you run the risk of them like going down and facing the wrong way, and you don't want that. All right, so this section here is set. Now we just have to connect everything. So let me start working on getting this connected. I'll bring you back as soon as I have the next circuit done. All right, so we're going to handle a little bit of cleanup real fast, but there it is. So up there, we have a repeater going into the redstone line. Then there's a redstone dust that's connected with that single redstone torch, and then that whole thing connects down into our delay circuit, kind of like we were originally talking about. So this one is done, dusted, and ready to go. The only thing we still have to do is actually add the lava and the water, and that's going to be the last thing that we actually do on this. Now, we built it on one side. now we got to duplicate the entire thing on this side, just like this. There we go. All right, so now both sides of this are done, dusted, ready to go. The only thing left to really do is to incorporate the lava and the water. And to do that, what we need to actually do is kind of preset this. So this is where our actual floor is going to be, right here on this level. Oh. And same over here. So what we need to do is we need to create a platform that the lava and the water can actually sit on. Now, the water is actually going to be sitting right here, one block above the floor. So what we need to do is we actually need to come up here and block all of this in, just so that it doesn't get, we don't want to waterlog our blocks. Also, we want to keep the water away from all of our redstone, because yeah, that could be a really bad time. So let's build ourselves a staircase to get up here. So what we're doing is we are just covering up that set of pistons, and we're going to come out over this way, just like that, and we're going to leave this top block of the floor exposed, and this is where our water is going to go. So let's go ahead and fill that in real fast. No. And now we need our actual water. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to try to figure out where I put it. Oh, I always carry an ice chest around. There we go. And of course I don't have... Okay, this will work. We just have to be very careful that we don't create a water source on top of the pistons. That will cause the whole system to break right away on us. We need this to be flowing water. And the easiest way to prevent a water source is to make sure that these end blocks here never have water, because it takes an L to make the water. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and cover this up. Just like that. And now the lava is going to sit right here on top of this this set of redstone, or this set of stone blocks. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and do this. And again, we're covering up our redstone. We're keeping everything safe. The last thing we want to do is have to rebuild things because, lava got everywhere, burnt everything to the ground. Doesn't make for a fun day. All right, so we're going to need one more stone here, and then I got to go get a bunch of lava, and that sounds like a trip to the nether, which I don't want to do. So we will be back as soon as I have that lava. And now we have a whole bunch of happy fun sauce. So now that we've got all of our lava, what we can start doing is we can start placing it into here. And as we place it, we're going to start seeing some of these blocks actually start to turn. There we go. So we're going to make a couple more trips to the nether, get the rest of this lava. Once that's all in, we're going to come back through and we're going to cover all of this up so that nothing accidentally falls into the lava. So, here we go again. Now we have it all blocked off, so the lava is under there. The water's there. What we can actually do is we can fire this guy up and get it started. That way we have our floor done. And we're also going to connect these two lines together. So the last thing I want to be doing, let's see. Yeah, I can get rid of this one. This is where we have to be careful because some of these can't get rid of. There you go. Now we can get rid of all of this. We'll leave that, I think. Yeah. So now what we need to do is we need to actually connect these lines together. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to drag it right out and across. And we're going to bring it, I'm thinking like 3 out from here. And it's an arbitrary number. I just want to make sure that I have room for everything that's going to be going in to hide it. We don't want to see all the redstone. We're going to hide all of this. So let's drag this out. And then we're going to grab this line here. And we're going to start bringing it down to ground level. Because again, a lot of this is going to be hidden. Hold on. That's fine. There we go. And the other nice thing about having it down here like this is it makes it really easy for us to get in and out, move around, do what we got to do. So let's get that. We'll grab some of those. We'll grab this stuff. And we're going to start putting in our redstone lines. So the way I typically like to do these is I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to put in a repeater, and then I'm going to go straight down the row with my dust. Now, we all know, doing redstone, that dust only goes 15 spaces. It's a set number. It doesn't change. It's not a variable. It's always going to be 15. So why am I not counting? Well, it's because the way we're going to figure out exactly where we got to put the repeaters is by just placing... Oh, I had them in my inventory already. That's dumb. Is just by placing in these. And then we can follow the redstone line and put in repeaters as we go. So there's one. And then we can come up here, put one there. And you know what, honestly, this is a personal preference. There's nothing else to be said. This is strictly personal preference, but I do prefer my corners just to be a redstone block. Saves you a little bit of redstone, not much, but it does save you on a little bit of redstone. And it looks a little bit better. There we go. All right, so now that that's in, what we can do is we can take off this torch, or that lever, and we can take off the other lever, and then we should have one area now where we can control the entire system. So what we should start seeing is we should see this floor start extending out. There it goes. Now, this is going to give us our base floor. And what we're going to do is come under here. And get rid of these blocks. we go. So once this floor is done, then what we can start doing is figuring out how we're going to get all of our new materials that we're making. Because again, this is going to give us stone or cobblestone depending on the pickaxes that people use. So what we have to do now is we're going to connect all of this up to a waterway that's going to A, give us a way to eject players, and B, it's also going to take all of our resources that they're mining for us and put it into a storage silo. So we're going to do that with water. We just got to figure out where exactly we're going to route the water to do it. So let's see. This looks like we're done. We have our floor in place, so we can go ahead and turn that off. So we can come here, we turn these back into blocks, put them back into our chest. And now we can start working on our collection system. And then we can also start figuring out how we're going to make this look, what we're going to do as far as design-wise and aesthetics. So let me start playing around with how we're going to get the items out. And then once we've got that figured out, then we're going to come and figure out how we're going to make this look really, really good. So we're back on the Redstone testing world. It's also called my shorts world because this is where I've been doing a lot of my TikTok shorts. And yeah, I know. Can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm on TikTok. In any case, as far as the item collection goes, what I'm thinking we're going to do is, since we have all of this material and it's this giant bridge, what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to do a line that goes the whole way out and then comes down the length of the entire thing. And since water travels 7 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's going to drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's going to drop. You get the idea. So what this will do is it'll allow us, doing that the whole way down here, the water's going to cascade down. And then what we can do is once we've got the water cascading down, the players are going to land in it. They'll go for a trip. And that's also going to carry the items. And I'm thinking as far as getting rid of the items, what we can do is use an old method that we use in a lot of our stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's grab a slab. I'm pretty sure that this still works. We're also going to need some blue ice. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw blue ice there. We're going to throw a slab there. And what we want is all of our items to end up right here. So if I throw in the 3 torches, what we should see, yep, is all 3 of them end up there. The other thing is that a player can't get up there. They'll be able to jump on top, but they won't be able to get under. So what I'm thinking we're going to end up doing is running a line of these slabs like this across the bottom with the blue ice. And then players will be able to come, they'll get knocked out of the SPLEEF arena, they'll drop down, they'll come through, they'll hop up onto this and be able to exit the game. Meanwhile, we'll be able to have all of our items going to a centralized storage location, and we can route them up into a storage unit from there. So I think that's about where we're going to be. Unfortunately, right behind me right now, I do have a street sweeper, which I think says it's about time for me to wrap this episode up. So, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me, as always. I wish I had a little bit more time. Next week, we're going to knock out getting a build, getting this put in, and building our structure around the SPLEEF arena, and maybe even playing a little bit. So, thank you as always, and I'll see you next week. I'm DiamondDoozer, and I'm out.